Well, folks, in today's video, we're going to be visiting the Christmas train store located in Kanata, Ontario. This is a store I've been curious about visiting for quite a while now, but for whatever reason I just never did. Now, unfortunately, this store is going to be closing soon, so I felt a little bit more urgency to get out there because I really didn't know what the timeline for the closure of this store was going to be, but I figured I better get out here sooner rather than later. And I've got to say, it was a pretty unique store. I don't know about for the rest of the world, but at least here in Canada, or where I am in Canada, I don't find that O-scale is super common. So as far as I know, this is the only O-scale train store in the Ottawa area. And I've got to say, I was really impressed with the amount of stock they had. This is definitely not the largest train store I've been to in terms of square footage. The amount of inventory they had was really quite remarkable. You can see right here on this display case they had quite a variety of different locomotives. Some of them are more common, just sort of regular type locomotives, but they also had some more kind of like famous locomotives. At one point I saw a Union Pacific Big Boy. You can see down here they've got some interesting O-scale things. You got that CNO steam locomotive. I don't know a crazy amount about it, but I do know that that is a famous engine. NKP 765 right there. Over here they seem to have some sort of a repair shop. I don't think people are supposed to go in there, so I just decided just to kind of lean in a little bit, but not go in obviously. They had some O-scale starter sets, I think mostly intended for the holidays. This store does carry a little bit of HO stuff and a little bit of N-scale stuff. Their inventory on both scales is quite limited, but it's kind of interesting that they did have some stuff in both of those scales. You can see there's a Genesee and Wyoming locomotive by Proto 2000. I really enjoyed kind of just wandering around this store looking for random loose pieces of equipment they had laying around, like these two Lionel locomotives. I have to say that I was impressed by the amount of different things they had in this store, but to tell you all the truth, I was a little bit less sure of what to look for because they had things like this bench, and on this bench right here, everything was going for $20, so I reckon there's got to be at least, a couple good deals in there, but I just don't have as good an eye for the O-scale market as I do the HO market, so I was really unsure, when I saw something, if it was a great deal or not, but it was still nice just getting to have a look at it all. Again, I haven't worked with a ton of O-scale stuff before, or been to a lot of O-scale shops for that matter, so this was something that was really different in my case. And you can see they had quite a few different types of track. They had some S-scale track, I believe, some G-scale track, and obviously lots of O-scale track. I would also say the majority of the stuff being sold in the store was made by Lionel, but they did have some other manufacturers, as you can see. And the variety of different products really did not disappoint. You can see they even had some passenger cars from Lionel. I believe that's a G-scale train set from Bachmann right in front of us. This store also looked to have a pretty decent selection of Lionel scenery and buildings and things of the sort. Here is something that I got quite a kick out of. They had maintenance of the way vehicle. This is a little Canadian Pacific speeder of some sort. Don't know a whole lot about that, but that was something that kind of caught my eye. And then right below that, they actually have a Polar Express Gandy Dancer, which was actually in one of these scenes of the movie, if you ever saw it. Over to this side, they had a whole bunch of random controllers, including a couple HO N-scale controllers, which I wasn't expecting to see, and some Lionel equipment. I really liked this old lifelike display. I don't know how long that would have been there for, but it appeared to be being stocked with woodland scenic stuff, so I thought that was sort of interesting. At least it's not going to waste. There's a presidential car of some kind, and they had lots of interesting buildings like that theater there too. Now, when I came back over this way, I did end up finding something that I really was not expecting to see. Up on this shelf, we had, I think, some sort of O-scale locomotive, but down here, this little engine, this 040, this is actually a live steam locomotive, and I believe that's the first time I've ever seen a model live steam locomotive before. So yeah, really something I wasn't expecting to see here. I looked around sort of just through random parts of the store too. I find it's really important when you're going through these places to really check every detail. You can see right here they actually have Big Boy, which is another kind of rarer piece, especially in O scale. But yeah, I find it's always important to go through these stores and really look around, because sometimes if you're not careful, you can miss something that you might want to see and potentially buy. So I always try to look these things over a couple times every time I visit a place, especially a place which I've never been to before. So that was about it for the store. I hope you enjoyed the tour. Hopefully this will also sort of archive the store for any people that maybe have memories here and what have you. So yeah, now I'll show you all exactly what I decided to buy. It's nothing too over the top, but just a few kind of random pieces. Alright, well, I am now back home, obviously, and I did end up picking up some stuff. I didn't get anything, like, too wild, but I got, just some kind of, like, basic stuff for around the layout. But I did get one thing that I do think is kind of interesting, and I really think you guys are all going to like it. So, yeah, let me show you all this stuff. I'll start with the duller things, and I'll work my way towards the mysterious, exciting thing. Anyway, let's get started here. So the first thing I bought, and I bought multiples of these, it's just fine turf from Woodland Scenics. Now, the reason I decided to buy this is because these were going for 15 bucks a pop, which I know for a lot of the viewers from the United States may seem like a lot. But to tell you the truth, I see these things going on average for about $18 in most stores. So I suspect that this is new old stock. So up here in Canada, this is not too bad a deal. So I decided to stock up on it because, you know what, I go through this stuff fairly fast, working on the layout and replacing it in certain areas. So yeah, I decided to buy 3 of those. And as a matter of fact, you can see I already got into that one. So yeah, 3 of those units. Now on to the thing which I'm kind of excited about. I saw this thing and it was just really unusual, but I was like, you know what? I gotta add this to the O-scale collection. It's really cool. It's an AEC nuclear reactor transport tanker car. I do not know a lot about this thing. I just saw it in the section. It was going for 20 bucks, and I was like, you know what? I don't really have anything like that in O-scale or HO. It just seems like an interesting classic piece, and $20 doesn't seem like the end of the world for pricing. Because to tell you all the truth, I don't know the O-scale market very well price-wise. Like, in HO, I find I can usually go into a store, and if I see something used, I have a rough idea of how much it's worth. But I don't have that, skill in O-scale. So, there were some other things in the store which did catch my eye, but I couldn't tell if they were a good deal or not. But this is like, you know what, it's just so interesting. I'm fine kind of blindly throwing $20 at it just because it's going to be something cool for the O-scale layout. So yeah, picked this up, and I don't know, I just think it's really interesting. So yeah, there's the tour and what I decided to buy there. I really hope you all enjoyed, and with that, I'd like to thank you all so much for watching.